first of all, how can I help you? How can I help you in this process? And I'm going to be taking some notes if that's okay with you.
Okay. So for me, I would say that I'm currently working on a 5-day challenge that I would like to invite people to.
Mhm.
And I guess I feel like I'm called to help people find their value.
Okay.
It's something that I struggle with for my entire life. And I honestly believe that if people know who they are, the source of their worth, that it would be so much easier to sell a product or service. A lot of people want to sell high ticket, and because they've been told that, it's possible to make, hundreds of thousands of dollars with the high ticket product by, selling one to many and a high price point. And but when it gets time to actually making a sale, people don't like selling, they choke, they don't make the offer. And I believe that, and as a result, they think that it's their product or service is not good enough, or their offer is not good enough. But I believe they don't believe in themselves. They don't believe in what they bring to the table, which is what their value is. So I feel like that's what I'm supposed to be doing. And I want to get that message, master that message.
That is awesome and powerful. I love that. Thank you for sharing. So what I'm hearing you say, Galen, is that your message is you want to help people find their value, their individual value, in order to be able to take their deliverables to the market with confidence. Am I reading that right?
Mhm.
Okay, great. And that you've seen that people freeze up or they choke and they think that it's because their offer isn't good enough or it's not worth high ticket. But what you've discovered is that it's not so much that, it's the lack of belief in themselves.
Right, right.
Right. So I
Mhm.
heard you say that that was also something that you personally find yourself struggling with. Can you tell me a little bit more about that, please?
Yeah, so I would say my entire life I've been told why I couldn't do anything, why I wasn't, I felt not good enough. I've had a parent tell me, make me feel I wasn't good enough. I've had been in personal, intimate relationships where I was told I wasn't good enough, and I've
Mhm.
even invested money into a business coach who told me that I wasn't credible. And so when you have those people who are closest to you, not strangers, most people doubt themselves based off of a stranger's opinion. When you have people who have authority, people that you love and trust, people you've invested money to trust, tell you, it's easy to believe it. And I don't know what the psychology, the imprint of that, but those words had a lasting, strong effect over me. And so I knew that, when I speak, people tell me I'm powerful, I'm real. I hear it all the time, but I still don't believe it because I believe more what those people that I trusted told me. Because those people I know, the people who say, "Oh, Galyn, you're so powerful when you speak. Galyn, I love your marketing and you're so knowledgeable." I don't know those people. Those are strangers. The people I do know are the ones who told me that I wasn't good enough. So I had to make a decision that I was going to believe myself and
Mhm.
believe in myself, despite what the people I know and trust say about me. I had to make that decision and figure out what it is, who I am, and what I'm capable of, and what my value is. Mhm.
What makes this so important to you, this whole topic of your value and your worth, Galen?
Well, the reason it's important because I have this idea or this belief that people use their coaching programs, their high ticket offer, whether or not people invest in them and buy their thing, they use that as their source of validation. So if
Mhm.
someone does not buy their high ticket coaching program, then they believe that they are not valuable because somebody
Mhm.
did not buy their product and service. And it's important for me because you get to know that whether or not somebody invests in you, you are still valuable. Your offer is still irresistible, no brainer. It's still worth $25,000, $10,000, whatever the price point is. It is worth that amount. But I believe people place their value and their validation on whether or not people sell. And then they're so afraid of real life rejection that they don't even make the offer. And so, and they don't show up. They don't ask people, "Hey, I have something to help you. Do you want my help?" They don't even ask because, again, it's their own belief that's stopping them. So
Mhm.
that's why it's important to me.
That is amazing. And I love the way you've dug below the surface and really gotten at the core of what's going on inside of your potential clients, my potential clients, myself. You're really, really uncovering, below the surface, what's really going on internally, yeah. And it sounds, and what I'm hearing there too is that, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'm sensing that you really have a strong desire to want to help your clients to overcome that obstacle, that mindset that I'm only as good as what people say about me, and that the proof of how good I am is whether or not they buy from me. Message with others. So tell me just a little bit about your process or your journey to get there. Like, what did you have to go through to get to where you are now?
Yeah, so even just from a business point, like I started out as a freelance funnel builder. I would build people's funnel, which is like a website. I would build people's landing pages for their offers, their products and services, and I would build it, and then people would be like, "Nobody's buying, nobody's come to my funnel," and they were expecting like the thing that I built for them to bring them leads, but they didn't realize you got to get people into the funnel. You paid me to build a funnel, to build a website,
Mm,
and once they get in there, what I did, the way I built it, they will convert, but you got to get them into the funnel. So I transitioned from being a funnel builder to what I used to call myself a funnel strategist or a marketing strategist, where I help you get people into the funnel. And so that's when I noticed that a lot of people start talking about, the offers and their, their tool, their system, their framework, and people didn't care about that. And so people didn't want to talk about themselves. They didn't want to tell their story. And I thought about like, what is it about me that people come to my events? The thing that people say is so hard to sell, because that's what I always sold. I've never sold a course. I sold a coaching program, but the thing that I sell more than anything else is a live event. So I think about what is it that make people want to come to my events and pay money for, travel for, get on a plane to come see me to my event. And all I've ever done was simply share my story. And
mhm,
so in order for me to share my story, I have to believe in my own stuff, because that's what my story is about, me. And I wouldn't share my story if I didn't believe, that I was capable. I had something to say. And so that's pretty much my journey, starting out with building funnels to helping people try to get people into their funnels, and realizing that it's not the thing that makes people want to buy, it's your story. It's actually you. You are the irresistible offer.
I like that right there. You are the irresistible offer. That's powerful.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you to just think of one event in your life, okay, that really, really that shaped the essence of um, who you are, and then we're gonna see if we can come up with a message that really reflects and represents it. I'm gonna.
Remember, it's not recent, but how I got to start doing events was
Mm,
I started out being a plus size model, and I would go to a lot of runway casting calls, and I used to practice and study Naomi Campbell all the time, her walk, and I used to call myself the curvy Naomi Campbell because I could light fire to a runway. But the thing is, some I would get casted a lot, but when it came time for the actual runway show, that's when the designers pulled up. So I would drive an hour to Atlanta to get casted, keep driving an hour to come to rehearsals. The day of the fashion show, I would spend all day in hair and makeup, and then the actual designer shows up moments before the fashion show. And when it came time for me to get fitted, they would look at me up and down and say things like, "I don't have nothing for your body. I don't have anything that big," or something like that. Like I would get that. And I spent all this time and energy and money, gas money, driving and commuting, traveling to the rehearsals and casting just to get denied moments before I get to be on the runway. And so finally I made it to the point where I was like, I'm not going home. I've driven too far. I spent too much investing. And I decided that, I'm gonna stay and help out behind the scenes. And I would, work every job I can think of in a fashion. I started from just chasing models down to getting out wrinkles out the clothes, to actually doing makeup, working with makeup artists. And I just started networking all the way to, long story short, I end up doing fashion shows. So, but even before then, I've tried to be a dancer, and I was in captain of my high school marching band. But when I got to college, they were like, if you can't fit the graduating senior uniforms, you can't be in it. So I had all this talent to dance, but I couldn't be in the marching band a dancer because of my size. So I couldn't get on that stage. I couldn't get on the stage on a runway show. When I was younger, I loved doing ballet. I was probably the youngest person to ever get to point. But my ballet, the director of the ballet program told me, if you don't lose weight before you get your first cycle, you're going to be fat for the rest of your life. She told me this at like 11 years old. And right after she told me that, I didn't get this part in the Urban Nutcracker Ballet. And I just made up in my mind that nobody would ever see my talent because of my size. So throughout those years, I've always tried to get on other people's stages. And it wasn't until I realized, you know what, I'm going to create my own stage. These people, I can't get on the ballet stage. I can't get on the marching band stage. I can't get on the TV stage because I even tried to act before. My acting coach told me, you look young, you sound young. And he pointed at my stomach and he said, you got to do something about that, because if you don't lose weight, you're going to always be the casted as the pine saw lady. You're going to be the obnoxious best friend. You're never going to have a leading role at that size. So I realized I had to create my own stage. And when I started creating my own stage, nobody cared about my size. So that's why I say, like, in event, people will pay me to come to my events and travel to come see me because I created my own stage and stopped waiting to get on other people's stages. And that's because I believed in myself. I knew what I could do if other people would just give me a chance. But I realized nobody's going to give me a chance. I give my own self a chance. So I don't know. That was a pivotal point for me. I don't know how to pull something out of for what I want to do. That was too much.
No, that was amazing, Galen. Holy cow. I'm so glad I asked you because I didn't know that part of your story. And that is so powerful. And so much of that just resonates. But the part that really stands out to me is you kept getting denied on other people's stages. So you decided to create your own stage.
Yes. Hmm.
Okay, so let's go back. Oh, that by itself is a really powerful message, and it really speaks to who you are and what you're qualified to help other people do. So let's just take a look at this and see if we can cull this down. I want you to just listen to what you've shared with me. I'm going to kind of repeat this to you and just see what stands out to you. Okay. So your desire is to help people find their value and their worth so that they can sell confidently
Mhm.
their offer, high ticket offer, being one with who they are, like that they're not feeling that imposter syndrome. They're not, feeling like they're pretenders, but that they can show up confidently to the people that they're called to serve in the same way that you are already doing. And you've gone through this process of learning how to believe in yourself. You made a decision to do that against all of the odds. And let's see, what else did you share with me? Yeah, you overcame the huge obstacle of having people that um, devalued you and dismissed you in your life, but you wouldn't take no for an answer. You wouldn't be denied. And let's see, what else did you share with me? Just the whole concept of you came to the realization that you have to believe in yourself before other people will, and that's what's really important to you, is to help other people do that. And what I'm also getting here too is you came out from behind the scenes. You were willing to be vulnerable enough to share your journey, the pain, the good, the bad, and the ugly, the suffering part of that as much as the victory of that, Galyn, right? In order to be able to come from behind the scenes and share your story. And now that story is what attracts people to you. It's not so much what you offer, although you do produce results for people, but what draws them to you and what makes them want to stay and come back over and over again is the power of your overcoming story and creating your own stage.
Mhm.
So hearing all of that, if you had to put that into a sentence or two, what would you say your message is for other people?
Um, I know I've been planning on saying it, but I would like to say create your own stage somewhere in that. That never crossed my mind. And
Mhm.
like I don't need reassurance from other people. So it will be something like no one else gets to believe in you or no one else has to believe in you, create your own stage or something like that.
Okay, right. I like what you said earlier about in order for others to believe in you, you have to believe in yourself first.
Mhm.
Because everything you shared with me was like when I see like when you have an event
Mhm.
and you order the stage, right? And they ship it to the location and
Mhm.
it's in all these boxes and crates. That's like the reflection to me of your life, like all the building, all the noise. When
Mhm.
before you know it, there's this beautiful
Mhm.
venue right before your eyes. And but they don't maybe people, and then when the people come to the venue, they didn't see everything that went into putting that stage up, right?
Mhm. Yep.
And that's like a picture to me of your journey and your life. And now it's what you have to offer others, the belief, showing them the way to believe in themselves, to create their own stage.
Yeah. So the succinct sentence is the belief in yourself creates your own stage.
The belief in yourself creates your own stage.
I love it.
Do you like
You
that?
are a genius. Thank you.